So we are back at home in the kitchen.
Yes,
He has transformed into his Imani catering suit. Okay, it looks fabulous. And we're going to get started with the collard greens, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to get started with the collard greens. Now, first we're going to do what's called seasoning the pot. And what I like to do is put a little bit of water in the pot and then put the seasonings in the bottom of the pot. And then start that up before I introduce the collard greens.
So you don't necessarily have to season the green itself.
You
season the pot before it goes.
Yes, that's why it's called pot liquor. After you get finished all the seasonings going in the pot.
And that's what you said.
And people actually drink that. But you're going to season the pot. So we'll put the collard greens over here for a minute. And the first thing I want to do is get to cut up some nice onions. And onions are good because they're loaded in a lot of vitamins and all that kind of stuff. So just cut them up a little bit. Don't have to be that and you want to drop them in the pot with a little bit of water in there.
Okay.
And then we're using smoked turkey. We're only going to put the smoked turkey in. So we put those in.
Just whole, just like that.
Put them in whole. Yes, yes. And then we're going to put some fresh garlic or some minced garlic, which is the way I like to use.
There's a dog.
Garlic is good. Yeah, that's all right. All right. So we put the garlic in, a little bit of garlic, a bit more.
There's no measuring to this.
No, I don't measure. My suggestion is that you can find a recipe that allows you to measure, but I don't measure. Now we need some butter fat. And so what's a better way to get butter fat than butter? So we're going to put a stick of butter in.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, yes, because we're not making a big pot of greens. If you're making a big pot of greens for 20 people, you might want to put 2 sticks of butter in.
So just drop it, okay.
Drop it in?
Okay.
All right, now we're going to pit in some vinegar. Vinegar is good because usually people put vinegar on their greens afterwards. You maybe go to somebody's house and give me some vinegar, put them on.
Right.
We put the vinegar in. Bit of vinegar, it's good.
Just,
in the seasoning.
okay.
And then we're going to put in some adobe. I like adobe seasoning because it sort of kind of gives a nice flavor. Put a little bit of that in.
I use that for things.
Yes, yes, it's very good. And then of course we're going to put in a little bit of salt. Now we're going to put in a little bit of salt right there. That's good. And then we're going to put in some pepper. We need pepper.
I'm concerned about the measuring thing.
No, it's good. You can just, I can look at food and tell I do this. And you've been doing it for a long time. You can put a little pepper in, right?
Okay.
You can always add some more in after you get to cooking. And then I put in sugar. Now, some people don't put in sugar.
Greens?
Yes, it gives it a nice flavor. I put in a couple of tablespoons of sugar. It's good. All right. And then I put in some chicken base. This is chicken base. Really good base. It's a little bit of base, maybe a teaspoon of base. Mix it around good in there. Get it all good in there.
Okay.
And now, that's good.
Is this the same like bouillon cubes?
It's like bouillon cubes, yes. Yes, it's chicken based. I like this because you don't have to boil them. It's already made.
I got
You can thin it down with water. You can make soup out of this.
Okay.
It's very good ingredients for bringing in the flavor of chicken seasoning without having to have actual chicken.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're gonna put that there. And now we're gonna cut on the stove here. And we're gonna put this on. And let this cook up a little bit while we're preparing the greens.
So just medium high or something.
Put it on high. Put it on high. Let it
Because
boil
you
a
want
little
it to
bit.
boil.
You want it to boil. Oh, I forgot we put this in. I forgot. This is a little ginger. Gives a little different flavor to it. Okay, the ginger don't want to open.
Just like a pinch of ginger?
Just a pinch. Just a pinch. And I do everything by sight, so.
I have to learn that. I have to get in the groove of learning a pinch, a dab.
A dash.
A dash.
Right, all that kind of stuff. So now we have all our ingredients in already.
Okay.
We're going to prepare the greens at this particular time. Our greens are nice and clean. We're going to put them in the pot. Fill the pot with water until they almost cover the greens. Not all the way, because the greens will what's called cook down. Put a top on them. See you in 2 hours. Oftentimes when you're cooking collard greens, the water will sort of kind of boil out of them at first before they're done. So if they sort of boil out of them, you want to just bring the water back up to cover the greens. And that's about right there. And let them continue cooking. You don't want them to burn the greens. You've heard of people say they burn greens because they let all the water run out of them. So that's what you want to do. The greens have been on about 2 hours now. And we need to check on them because they might be ready. Oh, wow. Look at those. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, that's just about ready. We're going to let it cook about another 15 minutes. Reduce the heat. Yeah, the turkey has cooked off the bone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So let it cook about another 15 minutes on reduced heat, and it should be fine.
Oh, these are huge. These are so pretty.
Yes, they are. They are very pretty, and what we do is bake them for about an hour. And,
Okay.
and the reason why we bake them because we're going to candy them, and we want them sort of already done. Now, there's a school of thought that said you don't bake them, you just peel them. I found that if you bake them for a while, it's easier to peel.
Okay.
Right. And it makes a quicker dish.
Okay.
As opposed to having a hard, because what happens is it might have some big cubes that's hard, some ones that's not hard, and then they won't be ready
Okay.
when it's time to eat. So we're going to start now and peel the yams.
Okay.
All right, so let's grab a knife. So now we're going to start by peeling the yam. We simply want to take the yam, take the top off the yam, and then take the knife and let the knife do the work for you.
Okay.
Okay, take the top off. All right, and then let the knife do the work for you. Yes.
This is so much easier than peeling a regular potato.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And because it's already cooked, so whatever have you. And then once you get the yam clean, nice and clean, and off, you want to just slice it into slices into your baking pan.
All right.
Now, when you take them out the oven, they should cool off. If these were coming out the oven and we had letting them cool off, you couldn't hold them like that.
Ooh.
So now, why don't you cut down as opposed to up?
Into your
Yeah, against you, because you cut it this way, you might cut yourself. Yes, cut down. That's good. That's a good thing. There you go.
Okay, yeah, it was hot on my hand.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so
Again,
peel the top,
and then we
and
strip
then
it
let
down.
the knife.
Let
This
the
is
knife do the
so
work.
much easier than that like rake peeler thing
Yes,
that
yes.
you have to use.
Yes, yes, it is.
put, baby, hide your thumbs.
I
Okay,
have no idea.
right there, cut them down.
I'm actually, I messed up.
That's all right. Try to peel them all the way first. There you go. Just drop those in the pot, just like they are. We'll probably this one, the last one. You can move that out of the way so when I finish.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll go next to the seasoning of the yams, which is the most important part. First, I use, in all of my sweet products, whether it's a bread pudding, sweet potato pie, you name it, I use salt and pepper. The salt gives you that.
So you use the salt and pepper in all of your sweet things.
Yes. So I put a little salt and pepper in. You say, oh, why do you put salt in there? Because it gives you that sweet salt contrast that people like.
Okay.
Yes.
Salt
And
and
then I
pepper
put pepper in because pepper enhances the sugars.
But would you do that in like a cake though? That's too far.
No, if I'm baking like a carrot cake,
You
I would do that. Yes, yes, because it's a vegetable-based cake.
Okay.
Then
all
we're
right.
going to put cinnamon. We love cinnamon because cinnamon makes what makes a sweet potatoes really good. So make sure you liberal on the cinnamon. And then we're going to put some ginger. Sometimes I use nutmeg. Nutmeg is good.
I've never cooked with ginger.
Ginger is excellent. It's a probiotic. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. Ginger, garlic, and onions are probably the three best things you can.
I have garlic and onions. I've
Yes,
just never
garlic
cooked
and
with
onion.
ginger.
And then you're gonna put some vanilla in, get some there, get a little vanilla-y taste. And then I put lemon in mine.
Okay, I can see that.
Yes,
I can see how
some
that
people
complements.
don't, some people do. I like lemon because it gives it a nice little, I put it in my pies and I put it in my yam. So just a little bit of lemon, because the lemon is strong. It's probably too much, but it's good. And then it's candied yam, so you gotta have some sugar. And I use a combination. I use white sugar and I use brown sugar.
Okay.
And what I do is put in some brown sugar. Then notice I'm not doing anything but putting this on top of this. So
So you're not mixing it in.
no, I'm just putting it on the top, little brown
And
sugar.
that's gonna make it like a syrup or something?
Yes, it is, and I'm putting a little white sugar.
Okay.
A little white sugar on there. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
It smells great. That lemon is coming
Yes,
through
yes,
and the
yes.
vanilla, it's
Now, nothing's like melted butter. That's all the good stuff. So you want to melt a stick of butter and put it right on there.
this
Ooh.
smells so good.
Yes, I want to do that. Now, the trick is, you want to make a little syrup, a little thickening to your, because we're going to put some water on here.
Okay.
So what I do, this is a trick that I do, a lot of people don't do this, I use pancake mix. And the reason
You use pancake mix for your yams.
as for my flour, most people use flour.
Yeah, it's a flour replacement. I
Right,
can
right.
understand that.
It's a flour replacement.
Okay.
But the deal is with a pancake mix is that as a flour replacement is that the pancake mix is finely milled.
Okay.
That means it will melt down and evaporate into the into the ingredients and thickening, as opposed to having lumps with flour.
Okay.
Plus, it has a little sugar already.
I was
in
gonna
it.
say it has a little, probably a sweeter taste
Yes,
because
yes,
it's pancake
yes,
mix.
yes.
Okay.
Because if you, flour doesn't taste like anything, so it's not good. So I do that. Now, the final ingredients to this thing is to put some water. And what I do is just to put a little water in it, and then make the juice and sort of kind of get where the flour is, or the pancake mix is, just a little bit. And it's about that much, maybe a quarter in the water where you can see that there. It's gonna make a great sauce.
Okay.
So then what we're gonna do now is cover it up with aluminum foil. Alrighty. And then in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. So we're gonna put it in the oven now. Why don't you open the oven door for me?
Okay.
Right into the oven. Oh yeah, it's nice and hot in here. So we put it on the first shelf. Voila. Now we come to America's famous dish. Macaroni and cheese. Who doesn't love macaroni and cheese?
I can just eat macaroni and cheese and greens for like the 3 days after Thanksgiving.
Now we cook the macaroni according to the box instructions.
Okay.
Like that. Now, we talked about this in the store, is that what we want to do is create our macaroni with a cup of cheese. And this time we use